Is Comfy's roster odd Ted? Yo. I don't know these people, man. Okay. Well, we're going.
No, you make a great point. Who the hell is odd Ted?
I don't know. It feels like both these teams are kind of suffering in subs.
Or it could be a name change. I haven't seen, like for Predictive Gaming, I know that they were making some changes to the roster, but I haven't seen anything for Comfy Gaming recently.
Okay. America owns all of that. I don't recognize anyone on Comfy Gaming other than In Defiance. Huh.
No, BDXL and Lord Poker are on the roster. They played before.
Were they? Okay, I don't, maybe there were subs when we played against them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably expecting like Carson and like Oathbringer or something like that.
I think so. I think so. Who is their top lane? I have no idea.
Oathbringer, apparently.
Okay, well, we're already in the draft. Okay. Predictive Gaming is already going for the Ash, Nautilus, Sejuani, so they're going for that glacial comp, kinda.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of pick potential.
Yeah. And then they're doing the Nocturne Taric engage team fight comp on the side of Comfy.
Both really big engage comps. Yeah, this one's gonna be fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not too sure who a lot of these players are, so I can't really expect picks like I would be able to if I have done a little bit more research. But I know how Predictive Gaming usually plays, just kind of like a team fight comps. They kind of focus around bot side track control. So we'll see the Ash Nautilus can do anything against the Jinteric. How's the jungle match up with Sejuani Nocturne?
After Sejuani gets one item, she can actually fight Nocturne as long as Nocturne isn't super far ahead. But before that, she's way too weak.
Okay.
Nocturne is too strong.
Comfy Gaming is going for the Malphite, so they're probably going to put 2 tanks up in the top lane. That's what we've typically seen from Predictive Gaming. Except last week we saw Brote on carries, but there's the Gnar. They have a different top laner. They have. I only play Irelia, playing Gnar, so that's
a fairly good matchup for Gnar, is it not?
Okay, Odd Ted is Oathbringer. Oathbringer and Odd Ted are the same person, same account. It's 2 different accounts for the same person.
Okay.
And that was noted down before.
All right.
Oh, okay. So not as many subs as I thought Comfy Gaming had. America owns all.
Ooh, a collie being
Don't
picked
know.
up. Huh. This
For
is gonna
Jaw.
be, yeah, a collie being picked up for Jaw. Now have some inside sources that say he always wants to play a collie, but they never let him. But it looks like they're letting him this time against Galio. That is not a good matchup for him.
Jaw has been performing kind of underneath the bar of where he wants to be performing, so I think he just wants to style it up this game and prove that that he's one of the best in BTL still.
Yeah, he does have kill pressure onto the Nocturne if he walks with Sejuani. But other than that, it's gonna be very hard for him to kill Galio. And wow. Two very engage heavy comps in this first game. Looks like they're just looking to tilt the enemy team. Look for a quick 2-0.
Yeah, we'll see. Comfy Gaming's comp is kind of disgusting. They don't have a lot of damage though. They just have the Nocturne Gen.
I think you're underestimating Galio's damage. Galio's absolutely disgusting damage going full tank.
Into that team though.
Yeah, I mean, Sejuani and Gnar will get MR, but Akali, what is she gonna buy for MR? Nothing. So I mean, she might go for like Death's Dance. I'm not sure if that's viable on Akali. But I don't see much MR coming from Akali, and the Galio Malphite base damage might be enough to throw Predictive Gaming through a loop.
I feel like Akali doesn't really want to like be at the start of the fight. She's kind of just flanking here. Probably just gonna make Jin's life a living hell. So PDX I can have a lot of fun.
She's gonna try to jump on Jin, try to jump on Nocturne, whoever's in the backline there. Although the Taric with his ultimate might be enough to keep Akali from getting much in the backline.
Well, that's where Comfy Gaming decides what they want to do with the Taric ultimate. Like
either on the Nocturne to engage,
yeah,
or playing defensively. Now both teams, their engage is pretty easy actually to hit. Nautilus ultimate, Gnar can jump in an ultimate. Sejuani goes in and Qs, ult someone else. Ashe is really the only hard to hit CC with her ultimate. And Comfy Gaming also very, very easy to hit CC. Nocturne just jumping on whoever he wants, fearing. Taric E'ing right after, stunning them. Malphite ultimate and Galio ultimate on top of each other is going to be pretty disgusting. If they can get on that Ashe will be dead pretty much instantly.
That's kind of like the big win con here, I think, because Ashe is kind of like the big tank shredder here. Of course, Sejuani has percent HP damage and Gnar as well. But I don't. If Ashe dies right away every fight, I don't see that being enough damage for Predictive Gaming to cut through Comfy Gaming before Comfy Gaming does the same to them.
The good thing about Predictive Gaming's team comp is they actually have a lot of mixed damage, with Gnar's W doing magic damage and percent HP, Akali doing AP damage, Sejuani doing percent HP damage AP, Ashe and Gnar do 80 damage, but I think one Sunfire might be enough if Ashe doesn't get super far ahead to just make them kind of useless.
Yeah, well, we'll of course see the Ashe go with the Bork first item. So basically, it's Comfy Gaming's job is to not feed the Ashe, and so the Ashe doesn't just roam around the map and do what she wants to do, and just take towers early and roam around the map with her ultimate and just get free picks.
This is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah.
I think it heavily relies on the early game as well. If the Nocturne gets ahead, if the Nocturne or Galio get ahead, and if the bot lane and Akali get ahead, those are the champs that will turn the tides for either side.
Yeah, I think the Nocturne, we've seen a couple Nocturne comps, but they haven't really gone really in favor of the Nocturne just because he hasn't really had that much like authority that he should have early game. So I want to see that happen for Comfy Gaming, considering that's one of their big win cons with the Engage that they're trying to do. But looking at the matchups, just in terms of teams, we've got Predictive Gaming coming off their first loss against Ape Chimps. So they kind of want to have a resurgence here, prove that they're still in contention for the number 1 seed here. Comfy Gaming, I believe, also just came off of a strong 2-0 win. I have to look at the match history here real quick. Comfy Gaming, I don't know. Yeah, In Defiance hooking us up with a 2-0 win against, who's laughing this guys? DFHS, I believe. So they're coming off a really strong win here as well. So will it be momentum or will it be vengeance? We'll see. Let's see what happens here.
Who are you betting on this game?
Who am I betting on?
Which team do you think will be able to pull off their comp better? Steal the win.
I'm gonna give it to Predictive Gaming just because all they have to do really is peel the Ashe, and I feel like they're a good enough team to kind of work around that one thing for Ashe to stay alive just a little bit longer than what Comfy Gaming can really handle. So I'm going to give it to Predictive Gaming.
I think I have to as well. I think Comfy Gaming has a really solid roster, a really solid team comp here, but I think it relies too heavily on the Nocturne being able to get in and kill that Ashe. I think it'll be very, very easy to just peel with the Nautilus, with the Ashe, with the Sejuani, and then just kill the Nocturne in response. So yeah, I think it's also Predictive Gaming that's going to take this one.
Well, either way, I see this game kind of working itself out by around 15 minutes just to see if the Nocturne is ahead or not. Now, even if Comfy Gaming gets that far behind, if everyone's 6 items, I don't really see Comfy Gaming losing. Like, their champions are easy enough to just kind of do what they want at that point, and the Taric Nocturne might just be too strong. They've got a lot of beef on their team. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. 30 seconds before we can get into the match.
I want to see these runes real quick. I want to see if what Nar goes here. What does Nar go? I haven't seen a Nar in like in like the past 5 patches. So
I'm assuming he goes press the attack or grasp, but I can kind of see a phase rush angle as well.
I know it used to be fleet. With the movement speed and the sustain that he has in lane. So I don't know.
Right,
We'll see.
That's why I'm thinking phase rush for the same for the move speed, and it got buffed. Looks like he's going fleet. Just going for a safe lane. Malphite taking the comment, trying to get a little poke in with his Q, see if he can maybe get a cheese kill, maybe help his Nocturne with a gank.
Yeah,
everything else looks pretty normal.
Like I think Predictive Gaming kind of has the edge here, but the past like 10 Gallios I've seen in every game has been all around the map at all times and just making just making the game way harder for the enemy team. So we'll see how America Owns All uses his Galio, and yeah, it's looking like an invade maybe coming from PG. I see some pings.
I think this is definitely a good invade. They have the Nautilus hook, they have the Ash W, they have Gnar Q. They have a lot of range damage and pretty good engage on that Nautilus. I can definitely see this working out very, very well for them. Nocturne not actually seeing them there, I believe. And they might sneak up on this Taric. He spots them out. But it looks like he might get hooked. He does. The stun coming through, but it forces his flash. And that's a easy flash down for the Taric early.
That's so bad for them. Now Ash with her permaslow and the easy landable hook from the Nautilus. I think Sejuani might be able to level 2. What do you think?
I think she can definitely level 2. The only issue with that being that Nocturne could try to do a red 2 invade, take her whole top side while she does that, but it wouldn't be a major detriment if she just decides to vertical after that. But yeah, I think a level 2 is definitely in the cards here.
I feel like PG will want to get their drag control early here, so keeping bot and mid ahead is probably more important than having the Gnar ahead of the Malphite, just because that shouldn't even really happen anyways. So it's looking like Sejuani's, she's pathing towards bot. We'll see if this actually happens.
She might just be opting for a straight vertical. They caught out the Nocturne on that ward top side, I believe, from Gnar, so she knows that Nocturne's starting there. So getting the cheese blue, maybe going for bot, but it looks like bot's just gonna get perma pushed. And Nocturne's just clearing his whole side of the top side of the map. They caught Sejuani on the ward, so he should go for the vertical as well. Looks like he's walking there now. Sejuani here taking Wolves instead of Gromp, which is a little interesting. She has much better clear against single targets because of her E, but it's not too bad. Jaw going for a little bit of a trade here. Ooh, America Owns All barely missing the E.
Yeah,
but still destroying Jaw on the trade.
I'm thinking Sejuani is just going for this full clear bot side, and then having her bot lane, maybe having the wave push back if they get this under tower, which they do. So Sejuani is probably going to go for this Scuttle Crab in the bot river, and then at least just pressure Comfy's bot lane off of the wave, and it makes it really hard for BDX on Lord Folk to really do much here.
Yeah, Nocturne actually is going to be a camp up since he went for his Krugs right after red, so he's going to be a camp up here until Sejuani does her bot side. And we just see a nice vertical going on. Malphite popping a recall after shoving Gnar under tower. And some more skirmishing happening mid. Jaw actually, I can see Jaw losing this. If Nocturne, the flash under tower, the auto cancels, that would have definitely killed Jaw there. And Nocturne flash queuing for the kill, puts his E on Sejuani, fearing her, but she's too fast.
That's exactly what they want to do, and there's also a fight here in the bot lane.
And this might be a dead Taric if Nautilus has hook. He does not. But that's a really good trade for bot lane. And getting Nocturne ahead here is exactly what Comfy wants. This is working into their game plan very, very well. Nocturne's actually invading here already, again. Or maybe he's going for the long con into the bot gank. He's going to be very, very far behind them.
Nocturne is coming in here.
Is pretty far behind.
Frostbite's dead, I think.
It doesn't. The flash. The Nocturne didn't want to greed under tower. The hook back on. Wait a minute. Jhin might have to pop flash. Pops flash. Pops heal. TP coming in bot. Sejuani flashes away. Galio coming in. Wing. They get the kill on the Nautilus. And the snipe onto Frostbite. This is not what you want to see for PG, but this is exactly what you want for Comfy. Nocturne's 2-0. Galio's also ahead. The two very, very big roamers on Comfy Gaming's team, and they're going to get the early Air Dragon.
They knew they had the Galio TP, and they kind of suspected, like we all did, that PG kind of wanted to play around that dragon spawn. So he kind of predicted that he would have been around the bot side. So it was really well played by Indefiance and America Owns All to communicate with each other that they'll have numbers advantage, because we don't really see Cha on the Kali roaming down bot lane, you know.
Yeah, if she does, she's gonna get pushed in instantly, and then Galio can also roam just as fast, if not faster, with his ultimate, with his TP.
Well, if you look at the CS difference, so Jaw's actually about 15 CS on the Galio of America Owns All. So, I mean, at least there's a plus there, but Comfy Gaming is now up 1,000
should
gold.
still be up gold. Yeah, he's up about 400 gold right now. Which is an extra ruby crystal, which is pretty nice. Oh, the all-in may be coming in here for Jaw. This actually might be a kill as he stops the Galio E. Very, very clean solo kill onto Galio, only using his ignite and ultimate.
Well, there goes that
a dead Galio
difference.
Now it's looking
not a thing.
very, very even.
It's about a 5 gold lead for the Galio still, so quite interesting.
Yeah, that's really, really big. That's exactly what you want to see for Predictive Gaming. You want to see the solo kills coming in for Jaw. Now, the only reason it happened is because Galio overstayed, but that might propel him to maybe get another solo kill later on. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
Galio will get very tanky. Oh, and maybe an engage coming in from Gnar.
He's doing a lot of damage.
Didn't think he had the damage against double cloth, so I didn't decide to ult there.
Looks like Gnar is probably going to opt for the frozen mallet for the infinite slow. They're all just going super slow team with the Ashe, the Sejuani, and probably the frozen mallet.
Yeah, this is definitely a Merc Treads boot for every single one of Comfy Gaming's players. Actually, Swifty's coming in from Jin.
Well, Merc Treads doesn't really do that much against the slows, because Merc Treads just reduces the time of being slowed.
That is true. That is true.
Swifty's
so it doesn't
the
really
only thing
affect like Sejuani slow.
Yeah.
The longest.
So the Swifties actually will reduce the slow by about, I believe, 25%. So
25%. It's pretty good. Opting for it first item as he does not want to get permaslowed. The ult coming in, kind of interesting. It might just be to force him away as he shoves in this next wave, and he can stop the recall here as well if he wants to. Does end up doing so.
He just wants to get these plates, get as much gold as possible against the Malphite. Malphite went Comet, but doesn't really have that much sustain in terms of mana to punish the Gnar, especially the Gnar with Fleet. So he just basically heals up the Comet with one Fleet proc.
And Herald being started here by Predictive Gaming side. Oh, Nocturne going over the Blast Plant, blind, spots Sejuani out. Gnar fighting top lane. Oh, 1 HP, snipes with the Q, and then Nocturnal comes in and cleans him up.
Well, that was a really good decision by the Gnar. He wanted something else. Yeah, he was gone no matter what. So he just pulled the trigger right when he knew that he wasn't able to get out from there. So at least he got the gold. The Malphite going with the Bramble Vest here. This is kind of interesting. I don't really see that much healing coming from this side of Predictive Gaming, but Bramble Vest is just a really good item in general with the gold efficiency and all.
And the reflection damage works really well with Malphite. The Herald being stopped there doesn't look like either team wants to fight each other around that right now. Dragon is going to be up in about 20 seconds, so both junglers should be going down towards the bottom side of the map there. Nocturne actually opting for a recall. Predictive Gaming could cheese this dragon before Nocturne can get there if they start it immediately, but I doubt they will, as they don't know where he is. Oh, and Gnar ult the top, just to kind of escape, actually losing the all in there from Malphite. That armor just too overpowered.
Well, we see Nocturne's ult just came up here. That's basically what they're waiting for this drag fight. So we can expect one to happen in the next 30 seconds or maybe now.
And both top laners have no TP, so this is going to be a 4v4. Nocturne going in on Ashe, forcing the flash out. Jhin just not hitting an ultimate. Oh, and Frostbite maybe turning it around with the ult, but gets rooted by the Jhin W, but just barely escapes before Nocturne can get in range.
Red
and
Fox.
This is a re-engage. Oh, the flash away from the fear, from the Galio ultimate.
Jaw's
going in. Yes, Jaw can 100% clean this up.
Jaw with 600.
Oh, the Jhin looking pretty low. Oh no, the Nautilus hook barely misses. Galio escaping with 200 HP, 0 mana, and Jhin about half. This should be a free dragon for Predictive Gaming. Nocturne has no ultimate, top lane has no TP, and Galio also has no ultimate, so this should be very, very free.
Frostbite being able to delay the fight from by flashing the Nocturne ult and just running under tower, stunning the Nocturne, getting him low, and that gave him time for Jaw, Slide Red Fox, and Magnum Buck to get in there and clean up that fight for him.
Yeah, a Nocturne walking topside. He might be trying to get a gank top just to get that Herald. Popping sweeper, not seeing any wards. Not seeing Gnar. But Gnar sees him. They catch him out here, and Gnar should just be able to jump over the wall and walk away. But now they know that he's on Herald, so he decides that he is not risking it. He does not want the Sejuani and the Akali to walk up. He thinks he's going to lose that, so he actually pops a recall.
Well, after all those fights happening, Jaw's now about 1,500 gold up on the Galio. She got
30 CS as well.
Yeah, he got a really big shutdown, 600 gold, I believe, on the Nocturne. So now Jaw's in a really good position to carry this game on the Akali.
Yeah. Predictive wants, right now, with the Fed Akali, to try to force this game as much as possible right now in the next 8 minutes before Galio, before Malphite can get too tanky for Akali to not do anything. And it looks like they're going to, as they're going for the Herald. Getting this before 14 minutes, trying to get some plates before they go away here.
Yeah, what you're saying.
Spotfight, just giving it away.
Herald is one of the best tools for speeding up games like this. So that's exactly what PG wants, and we could see them either going mid or top with a dive.
Hard to now if he wants to.
Hold those side lanes.
Doesn't look like they actually are going for plates. Nocturne ulting bot lane, catching the Ashe out, and Ashe is dead. The ultimate is just too strong with the Taric, with the Jhin, and they dive the Nautilus as well. 2 for 0. Taric gets out with 100 HP, still having ultimate. Galio also still having ultimate, and this looks like it's going to be first tower.
Yeah, and Defiance doing exactly what he wanted to.
That's mid here.
He has 6k.
Barely gets the plates. 2 seconds before the plates go away, the Herald hits them, but
yeah, and they got the first blood tower. Now what they'll probably be doing, what they should be doing at least, is probably putting their bot mid and then Galio bot just for the drag that's coming up here in 2 minutes, and we'll see if that's what they opt to do. Jhin is heading mid, but Jaw going into the fight here.
Getting a good engage actually. It's really big. Oh, ult's in. Nautilus hooking, and they pick up the kill. Nautilus last hitting it. but that's a 1 for 0. Decided PG, it's really good. And another, Nar double jumps, not the way he wanted to go.
Nocturne's gonna clean this up.
Malphite ults into the wall, not angling that properly, and Sejuani says that was a mistake. They pick up the kill onto the Malphite.
No kills go down.
He flashes away and actually lives through the ignite with about 30 HP. Wow, what a fiesta topside. That's both top laner flashes and ultimates, both jungler ultimates, and a whole lot of question marks.
Well, by the time their ultimates come back up, it'll be like around where a dragon spawns, so not really much being thrown there other than the flashes, of course, in terms of company getting some top in jungle.
Yeah, Sejuani actually has the flash, and so does Akali. They actually have flash advantages other than the support, which doesn't really matter too much, which could definitely help them win this next fight, as Ashe will just be able to flash away from Nocturne engage.
Yeah, we've seen both, like all the fights in terms of bot lane and jungles. We've seen Indefiance just ult onto the Ashe and hope to just get the free pick that Nocturnes always look for. But Ashe has flash and a lot of peel on the side with her team, so we might see a win here for the PG. That's kind of what I'm expecting to happen.
And the dragon coming up in 5 seconds here. Both Gnar and Malphite have teleport. Malphite's gonna have his ultimate, so they will both have ultimate. And we should be seeing a 5v5 for this third dragon of the game. Yeah, they're like hopping a recall. But it doesn't look like PG's actually trying to force the dragon yet, so that shouldn't do too much, as Galio will be in range to ult very soon. And both teams are playing it very, very slow around dragon. They don't want to get picked. They don't want to give anything here, as they're just walking around clearing vision.
Yeah, Comfy had a whole river full of vision, but unfortunately they didn't really have the champions to back it up, so Predictive Gaming can kind of run around and clear it out.
Ooh, Nautilus on a Nocturne, but they just walk away, no engage. Oh, Sejuani instead is engaging on the support here, getting a pretty good chunk here, flashing out. Both teleports coming down. 2-man Malphite ultimate into a 4-man Galio ultimate. Taric ultimate coming down. This is the wombo they want to have. And Jaw should be dead here. Oh, flashes away, just barely escapes, unless the Gen ultimate can pick her up, but that is not the case, and that's Dragon going over to Comfy Gaming, losing 0, and picking up the Ashe. Yeah, that is the wombo, man.
Frostbite using both of his sums and still dying first. It's a hard time to be an AD carry in this game, with Indefiance just having your number basically every single ultimate on a 1-minute cooldown. It's absolutely terrifying. Yeah, I'm kind of confused why Predictive Gaming just was forcing that fight. They didn't know where the rest of the members on the side of Comfy Gaming were, so
it was definitely an interesting engage onto the Taric as well, especially with very little backup in range there other than the Nautilus, which forced the Sejuani flash pretty early in that fight, and got some pretty bad positioning for them as well. But the wombo, the 2-man Malphite's ultimate into the 4-man Galio ultimate with the Nocturnal, that's exactly how Comfy wants to play this. And if they can do it again, I can definitely see them winning.
Oh, there's a trade going down here in the bot lane. Not much happening with it.
The fight over here actually is looking like it's going to be for this second Herald. Nocturne will be in range with his ultimate, as I decided to pull out Herald here to not try to give anything for free.
Galio also trying to get in range for this ult.
Now Malphite has the flank here. Gnar pushes in Taric, that doesn't really do too much. Ashe ultimate onto the Jhin. Malphite has not ulted yet, is probably gonna ult right now onto the Ashe. Yep, Nocturne also onto the Ashe. Ash is dead, Sejuani's dead, Nautilus is dead, and that is Herald over to Comfy Gaming.
Maybe
They're just making it look very easy. This could definitely be a Baron. They still have the Taric, they still have the Galio for the front line, and Akali Gnar can't really do anything about this, especially with Gnar not having ultimate.
What do you do as Frostbite? He's just getting Mouth ulted into Nocturne ulted into Galio ulted, and then he's dead. I mean, it only takes one of those to kill an AD carry, let alone 3. So Frostbite's just having a really sad game for his role. Yeah, in Defiance and America Owns all really complimenting this team comp. Yeah, they're just playing it really well.
Now, we didn't see the Akali actually in that last fight. I think she was bot lane still, or maybe mid, but that could turn the tides of the fight if Akali decides to peel for Ashe, maybe one-shotting the Nocturne, or decides to go into the backline, killing Jhin. We'll have to see what a true 5v5 fight looks like, but it's going to be in the side of Comfy Gaming for a while now, after those very decisive team fights.
I believe what happened there was the Galio and the Akali were roaming from bot lane, but obviously the Galio can get there much faster in terms of just because of his ultimate. So it kind of makes this matchup a little bit less. What's the word? I mean, just better, honestly. The Galio doesn't really have to 1v1 the Akali, even though he might even be able to. He's got the roams.
Yeah, he just has that long-range ultimate or the teleport. Either way works. And looks like they're just pushing Baron, just trying to get some damage onto the towers. Oh, looking for a engage here under tower. Nocturne ultimate, Malphite ultimate. Again, what can you do as Frostbite? It's not having flash there. It's just too hard. And looks like they're going to pick up this first tier mid tower, maybe transition into a second tier, as Sejuani actually decides to go in here with Jaw. This is a very interesting fight they took. Now Akali might be able to pick up something on Taric. Does. Second part of the ultimate, assassinating that Taric, but Sejuani stayed way too far up and bites the dust for it. Now Gnar picks up the second tier top lane tower, but they drop down a Herald mid, and this might actually be an inhib.
Yeah, that's... Frost is sitting here at 0-5. Now he has his thumbs up at least, so maybe he can delay his inevitable fate. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see PG not coming away with the win here. It looks like they're gonna get this third ocean, the second ocean dragon, their third dragon in total, gonna put them at soul points. It looks like Predictive Gaming is looking for maybe a split push strategy. I'm not sure. They had Gnar just split pushing top lane that whole skirmish. I'm not really sure if they're really communicating very well.
Yeah, it's looking very rough. It's so easy for Comfy Gaming to get onto Frostbite. Frostbite now down a level. Only down 3 CS, surprisingly, but he is just looking very, very weak. And this, it's just going to be very hard for Predictive Gaming to do anything here. The Nocturne got fed, and they have the Wombo, and that's all they needed to have happen for them to win this one, and it happened.
It's gonna be like another 20 minutes before Frostbite can actually get items to help him stay alive, because right now he's going to his second item, which is Essence Reaver, and then the next is usually a Ruden's Hurricane for the AoE slow, but I don't know if he can really afford it. He might have to go like something like a Death's Dance or a Phantom Dancer or something, but I don't even know if that will help him.
I think unfortunately the Nocturne's too far ahead for that to even help. If he has both, he might be able to live, even with Flash being down, but that's 2 items ahead of now, so
Engage
the
going.
game will probably be over by then. Oh, Nocturne or Nautilus actually being up far enough that Galio can't E away. The Nocturnal ulting top. They're trying to pick off the Gnar. The Galio, Nocturnal, and Jin ult going down to take that Gnar. Looking to get a little trade in here. Second tier top for first tier mid. Both teams opt to just keep going. No, they still have Taric ultimate, so they can easily dive if they want to.
Yeah, PG had a Kali and Sedge coming top, so they have to put Frost and Magnum mid lane. Taric ult coming out here.
Taric ult coming out. Ashe might be able to clean this up. They're looking pretty low now. Nocturne forcing his flash, and they don't actually get anything there. About 80% of the tower going down for top inhib turret, as well as half the turret for the side of PG going down in that second tier mid. And now they're trying to reset, maybe try to fight for this Baron, and look for an end. Nocturne ulting, the Gnar actually walking up right to him. Oh, and then but the E actually escapes, just barely gets out there. The Galio decided to go in 1v4, not the best decision making, and they're actually going to get chased all the way back into their base here. But I don't think PG can actually get anything off this. If you look at the waves, they're way too far away from bot lane to go anywhere, and both mid and top are pushed towards them. They could try to go for a Baron since this guy is 25 seconds before he's up, but it's a little bit risky, I think.
Well, if you're in the position that PG is, I think you kind of have to take risks like this, even though your mid lane top lane is getting pushed in here and the Jin ult coming out.
That is true. Nocturne having ultimate again will be able to get into the pit as long as he has the vision. Gets in, is looking for the steal, cannot find the steal. That's an ult down. That's a death. And this actually might be how they turn it around for PG.
Good smite coming on the side of Sly Red Fox. Ja also being a menace in the backline, just delaying Comfy Gaming from getting to the Baron. He got exhausted. Jin flashed away, and Ja also got the Malphite ult to the face, but somehow he still gets the kill, and he also doesn't die. So Ja being a huge factor in that win there.
Yeah, Ja having the death cap now, almost looking like he's going for the Void Staff, getting major pen, and he might actually be the difference that makes this game winnable for PG. He's 5-1. He has a 700 gold shutdown. He is looking pretty massive right now.
It looks like PG's actually going to be able to take this this Soul Point Dragon, just because Frost. If you look at Frost has a stopwatch. Frost has heal, has flash. This is the best chance for him not to die this fight. And Jaw's 5-1, 700 gold shutdown. He's huge. We have to see a really well played team fight on the side of Comfy Gaming if they want to win this.
Yeah, I think they're actually gonna have to focus Jaw this fight if they want a chance to win. Nocturne ulting in, trying to steal, but misses the smite again. Cyber Fox winning the smite battle once again. Galio ultimate coming in, hitting 2 players, but this is looking just messy. And it looks like PG is taking the advantage here. They actually, I think they could end right here. I think they have the angle to end this with the Baron buffed minions through mid.
It just
30-second death timers on 3 different champions.
Yeah, I don't think Comfy really has the damage now to really do anything against PG now.
Nocturne's kind of fallen off at this point. He's not doing anything to Sejuani. He's not doing anything to Gnar. He's not doing anything to Nautilus. He can only go on Ashe, but Ashe has everything to stop him, and this might be an end. They will be up. They might opt to just take 1 turret and walk away, but it looks like they're going for a fight maybe. Trying to end this one as soon as they can. Sejuani looks like might be getting picked up here. Galio just barely surviving, and that is 2 towers, Inhib and a Nexus tower down for PG. That is very, very, very big, as well as stealing away the soul from Comfy Gaming. This is looking very, very promising for PG.
Yeah, well, Frost doesn't have any of his survivability tools now, so Comfy's in a much better spot, I believe, than they were. But PG kind of came back, took back that gold lead.
Oh, Akali going in 1v4 here.
Ja,
A little.
what is happening, Ja?
a little too much there, and a kill being picked up. A huge Gnar ultimate onto 3 members with a W, with the Q, picking up the Nocturne, maybe getting the Malphite and the Taric as well. And this is looking like a cluster right here. Oh, but PG just has too much damage. The Nocturne not being able to get onto that Ashe means Ashe can just absolutely shred through Comfy Gaming's entire roster, and this is looking really rough.
Ja going in with the great fate, you know, he wasn't hinting there at all going in 1v5. He was just giving Comfy Gaming the false confidence that ended up being the 2 for 5 that on the side of PG. So looks like PG's
trying to get end. Second turret, maybe to try to end. The Nocturne's up, the Taric's going to be up, and the Jhin will be up before they can get to the Nexus. And Nocturne ults just to try to scare them away, jumps on the Ashe. Ashe has no flash, has no heal. This might be a kill. It is. Nocturne flashes away, just barely living. Nautilus following, using both his sums and ulting, but Gnar TP's in. They might be trying to just take this Nexus, but they don't have the damage, they don't have the HP. They just end up throwing away a couple kills and getting 1 Nexus turret. Although a Malphite ultimate coming down, that is a pretty good cooldown to have, although it's probably up by the next fight anyways.
Back and forth, but nothing
PG
really comes from this. Baron's still up in a whole minute, so that gives PG the time to spawn back. Same with BDXL, and oh boy, it's looking like maybe the next fight will be the last.
Might be looking for a pick here on the Nocturne. Didn't work out so well last time, but maybe in the 1v1 he can do it. Although Galio gets an ultimate down with the Nocturne ultimate. Oh, but he just jumps away, pops Ignite, and gets out there.
There's never 1v1 when the Galio's in the game. It's absolutely disgusting of an ultimate.
Ultimate for ultimate down. Kali for Nocturne. Not too much happening. They're just trying to get a pick to get this Baron secured and end the game for either side. It can still go on either side, although PG does have the slight edge at the moment with that open Nexus.
This is where the teams have to choose whether they want the Baron or on the side of Comfy, maybe getting that Ocean Soul, which is a huge soul to get.
If they can delay this for about 15 seconds, they can definitely get that soul, or maybe let PG get the dragon and get the Baron for themselves, as PG doesn't get anything from this dragon.
PG has no idea what they want to do. PG might just give this dragon
and not get Baron.
Oh,
I think they
no.
do. I think they haven't rotated fast enough, and it looks like Comfy's going to get this dragon. They won't get Baron. That's a soul down, Ocean Soul, and they're looking to fight here. Good flash from Frostbite away from that Malphite ultimate. They still have Nocturne and Galio ultimates to go, though. We'll see if she lives. 5-man Taric ultimate. They blow a lot of damage into that Taric ultimate. Big Gnar. Galio onto the Ashe, but Ashe says, no thank you. Kills him. And a 1-for-0 with all those summoners down, although Sejuani and Gnar are jumping in saying the fight is not over yet. And this actually might be an end. They got the soul, but they lost the fight.
I think this is just a lack of damage on the side of Comfy, and it's still going.
Fight's still happening, although it looks like PG is going to be able to end this one. They just need to get the inhib, get the Nexus, and this game should be over. And it looks like it is. Wow. They won the team fight, lost the soul, but they won the team fight as Comfy could not get that Wombo in, didn't have the Nocturne Galio ultimate combo onto the Ashe, and they mess up one team fight and it's over. 1-0 the side of PG.
Yeah, Jaw ending that game 8-2. Huge flanks, huge picks. Jaw, I think, is coming out with the player of the game that game. I really also played really well with the huge Gnar ultimates and kind of keeping the Jhin at bay. Honestly, I saw the Jhin always just running away from the Gnar, so pretty well played on the side of PG. There was still a lot of mistakes in terms of communication, what they wanted to do, but I think just the draft in general kind of gave them the win.
Yeah, they lost a lot of their damage towards the mid late game. Nocturne being lethality, he loses once you get later and later into the game when the enemies can get armor. Wasn't able to get onto the Ashe that last fight. Galio and Nocturne not using their ultimates in that last fight, and just making it a pretty clean game for the side of PG there towards the end.
Yeah, if you look at the damage charts, the the damage is actually pretty balanced between everyone on not PG, Comfy, but it doesn't matter. PG's so tanky, and they also have a lot of damage as well. So that's basically.
Yeah, and you see Frost doing second most damage on his team, third most in the game, even though he was killed for like the first 20 minutes every single fight. He still managed to just absolutely shred everyone in the last 10 minutes to get his damage all the way up there, absolutely destroying Comfy Gaming in the end phase.
Yeah, like I said, I give a lot of credit for the comeback to Jaw. Jaw came back and with this just off that one solo kill on the Galio, it looks like he did really good, just keeping his lead, getting picks, keeping his team in the game, and yeah, Jaw just played really well that game.
I mean, if you look at his gold versus Galio, he has 100 CS up. He's about 6k gold up on the Galio, 2 items ahead of Galio. That is just nasty. You do not see that every day. That is just nasty.
Yeah, well, that sums up game 1. We'll be back for Champ Select game 2. Yeah, good game on the side of PG. We'll see if they can keep it going into the next round. Yeah, aside for that, we'll see what happens. Okay, looks like we're gonna get back into game 2 already. Heckrum coming in for the first ban against Sly Red Fox. He's a big Heckrum man. Even more attention going towards the jungle. All these jungle bans, actually.
Yeah, 4 bans towards the jungle. They really like to play for their lanes with the jungle picks. Nocturne and Akali bans coming in from last game. They do not want to see either of those again. I'm guessing Frostbite looking for that Nocturne man. And Ornn, first pick, coming in top. Pretty solid top laner.
Yeah, pretty solid blind pick. He doesn't have too bad of matchups in the top lane, which is really good for any top laner, considering it's a pretty punishable role.
And the Braum pick being hovered here, trying to counter that Ornn ultimate. Looks very promising. Being locked in here for Predictive Gaming. Got that counter. Might go for the top lane here, pick here as well and not give anything up.
No, it's looking like Sly Red Fox is really wanting to play that Sejuani. Pretty solid CC jungler with lots of engage.
And very, very tanky as well. It's exactly what Predictive Gaming likes to draft in the jungle matchup.
I wonder if in Defiance will go for the Trundle, the classic Sejuani counter. It also make or help Comfy shred Predictive Gaming a lot easier. Tarek again coming in.
Again.
Huh.
I
They don't
wouldn't
have
be
the
surprised.
Nocturne.
Yeah, they might pick up something very aggressive in the jungle again. Maybe a Rek'Sai, maybe something similar. With that Tarek, they want the engage. Maybe a Wukong.
What do you think, the Master Yi or what? The Kaisa.
I think Predictive with just those 2 champs has too much CC. From
Come on, I want to see it.
To be honest.
I want to see it.
Yeah. Especially with Ashe, yeah. There's way too much CC for Master Yi to try to dodge even with the Tarek ultimate. Full Freljord team actually coming in from Predictive Gaming right now. I doubt they'll keep to it, but if they do,
Yeah, they're getting the glacial energy.
Yeah, they have that 5-man glacial maybe. The Olaf ban coming through, very, very good aggressive ban. Olaf Tarek is just insanely disgusting. It's Master Yi, but you can't be CC'd, so
You can expect a Syndra ban here. It's one of Jaw's main champions, even in the bot lane, so we'll see what happens.
It's also a very good disengage.
They're thinking. And the Gnar ban. Yeah, I only play Aurelia, played really well on the Gnar last time, gave them a lot of big ultimates, so they don't really want to deal with that again.
They don't want to deal with the Wombo, with the Sejuani, with the Gnar. The Trundle ban coming from Predictive here, so Comfy has to go. I think they're going to go with something aggressive. Would not surprise me at all.
Oh, do it.
The Fiora.
Fiora ban. Fiora not banned. Fiora picked by I only play Irelia
into the Ornn matchup, which is
pretty
good. It's okay.
It's okay. If Ornn goes Bramble Tabbies, it's really annoying for the Fiora until about like 4 items, but you know, I'm really happy to see it as a Fiora one trick myself.
And Veigar being picked up, 3 purple champs versus 3 blue champs. We'll see who wins this one. As we now get to see the jungle being locked in. Come on, be Lee Sin. You know you want to. Looks so good in this one.
Yeah.
Evelyn actually being picked up here.
Huh.
Pretty interesting pick. Sejuani actually kind of counters Evelyn, as Evelyn's W takes off flat MR, which Sejuani just has way too much of with her passive. But I think that's the first Evelyn I've seen in BTL in the last 2 seasons, actually.
I'm not entirely sure.
That is Evelyn. Doesn't look like anyone said anything, so it does look like that is Evelyn. And the Echo being picked up here for Jaw.
They've got that purple team comp.
They do. They have 4 purple champions, so
and
they
red
kind of win.
Ornn is close enough. He's red. He's pretty close.
All in all, it's 2 very interesting team comps, actually. Not traditional for these 2 teams at all. The Hyper coming in top for Predictive, and the crazy assassin from Comfy Gaming. The other one's going to be pretty interesting to pull off, especially since it's very hard for her to gank Fiora. She's going to have to probably just spam gank mid and bot, I would say.
Yeah, I don't.
And she might be able to carry, but I think it's too risky of has this one in the bag. I think Predictive's team comp is a lot easier to pull off, specifically because of the jungle matchup. And Comfy Gaming's team is just kind of awkward.
Well, I haven't seen Predictive Gaming go anything like this with the Fiora. Like, Fiora can't really do much against that Comfy Gaming comp, though. So she kind of just has to split push and just outscale the Ornn in the 1v1. And maybe outplay some 1v2s. That'd be pretty cool to see, but she doesn't really fit in too well here. So that's the one question mark that I have going into this for PG.
Yeah, both team comps very interesting. Now the matchups, so top's fairly even. It's pretty much a skill matchup, although it's favored to Ornn if he just buys the right items. Mid lane, I believe Veigar has the edge there. Unless Echo's E goes over Veigar E. I'm not actually sure how that interaction works. It is a blink, so it might. If that's the case, I think Echo has a lot of pressure early. If that's not the case, I think Veigar has permanent pressure. And then the jungle matchup is going to be very interesting. Evelyn doesn't really want to do much until level 6. So I can very, very easily just see her full clear her jungle 2 times to get that level 6, and then go for a gank on the mid, on the bot, maybe top if Fiora's W's down.
Did the Evelyn buffs go through from last patch? Or
yeah, they're not really buffs. again.
I'd say they're kind of buffs for short or long trades early game.
Yes,
No.
for long trades early game, yeah. But that's if Evelyn's in those, she's already losing. For some reason, she's in a long trade early game. She's probably losing.
Hey man, I want to see some Evelyn one shots. Okay, I want to see something happen.
Yeah, the Evelyn I think has to be able to get really really far ahead to do anything this game. The Brahm's just going to be sticking on the Ashe the whole game, so Evelyn's going to be having a very very tough time trying to kill that Ashe through Braum E, blocking her Q. And then Echo and Fiora have actually pretty good outplayability into Evelyn. Echo having the ultimate. If he doesn't get one shot, just ult and get back up to about 60% HP. And then Fiora says no you and charms and stuns Evelyn with her W. So this is gonna be very very interesting to watch this Evelyn being played. But yeah.
Well, if you look at the only play I really is op.gg. She's about 32 games on Fiora. KDA, you know, Fiora's not really a KDA champion, so don't worry about that one. Yeah, so it looks like they play Aurelia, or not Aurelia, Fiora a decent amount, so I could see some spicy mechanical plays coming from the top side. Yeah.
I think this is all on Predictive to lose. I think their team comp is better, and it's a lot easier to pull off as well. Especially in a competitive 5v5 in comms, I think their comp is way better than Comfy's. They have the 1-3-1 down, easy. Their team fight isn't even looking too bad as Comfy kind of just gets countered by the Braum E. And the only real way I think for Ashe to die is by that Evelyn maybe getting picked by the Veigar, although Veigar shouldn't be getting up to that point. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I definitely think Predictive has the edge here, and I'm gonna vote for them to pull this one through.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier for them to win. I think Comfy probably needs to get BTL ahead. Maybe that could do something. It gets a lot of damage in the back line, I guess. I don't really see it really doing much just because the Braum E though and the Braum passive just locking her down instantly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to predict the Predictive Gaming squad to take this one out for a 2-0.
For a clean 2-0.
Clean 2-0. But yeah, I want to see how long this game goes, because the longer it goes, I think Fiora can actually start doing things post 20-25 minutes ish. And that's honestly what I'm most excited about. I want to see the Fiora do some cool stuff.
I think it's actually fairly even past 30 minutes for the teams. The Veigar is going to scale insanely well. The Ornn has the ornaments for Veigar, for Kai'Sa, for not really for Evelyn. I guess she can get Death Cap. But I think the scaling on the sides Comfy is slightly better. But I don't think they're going to get to the point where they can actually feel the scaling.
Yeah, that's pretty late into the game, and most games don't usually go on that long. That's probably like 40 to 50 minutes when they'll probably feel it. So yeah, I don't really see that happening either. But anything can happen as we get into this game. We'll see if there's any invades. Braum has a pretty strong invade with his passive, and then with the perma slow from Ashe.
Yeah, I can see an invade. but I wouldn't be too surprised if they just decide to all to both 5-point. The game is frozen. Okay, there we go.
Okay. You know, we haven't seen a BTL pause yet.
We haven't seen the classic 10-minute pause, so we might see one this game. Pog.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Pog, but
Pog.
okay. Looks like Predictive Gaming is gonna roam, invade through the tri-bush. Kaisi is dropping down a ward, so they'll see them.
Yeah, they're just playing it very, very safe. They know they have the better level 1.
Yeah, they're just gonna
They're
push him
just
out of the jungle.
They're just gonna give the jungle away to this team, and I doubt they stay to actually take this red buff. It could screw up Evelyn a lot, but the Sedge is fairly weak, and doesn't really want to stay there. Now Spellbook actually coming in for Ornn here. I want to see him utilize that, but I'm not entirely sure how strong it is. I know it just got nerfed.
It is.
Yeah, this patch I believe, or maybe last patch. So I'm not really sure what they did exactly, but I know it got nerfed, so that's gonna be interesting to see. All the other runes looking pretty normal. Glacial Augment coming in from Veigar is gonna be very, very annoying with that build.
Just stacking up that passive. Free AP, gimme.
And Cedric's going for an early invade here, trying to take this red away, trying to make Evelyn's clear worse, delay that level 6. Evelyn should have seen this. She can pan over to her red and see the red's not there. But we'll see if she reacts to it. She might not have seen it as she's walking towards her wolves.
And Defiance
that might have been free, actually.
sad. Ooh.
Now, what you would have wanted to do is, if you saw that, is to go to Sejuani's red side and take that. She can actually full clear pretty much as Evelyn. But that looks like just a free red buff going over to Sejuani, delaying the level 6. Really, really huge, actually, in that matchup. And that definitely impacts the game for PG.
Yeah, we could see maybe Sejuani going for an early gank top side as we see the Ornn pushing into the Fiora while the Sejuani's top and Evelyn's bot. So might see a little early ganky from the Sejuani.
Looks like she's just gonna go for her scuttle. Might gank afterwards, as Ornn will be pushed pretty far up. Although I also wouldn't be surprised if Ornn just tries to get a little cheese recall here, as the wave is hard pushed under. Sejuani got the scuttle, walking towards top side, but they don't see Ornn anymore, so they don't want to give away Sejuani's position just yet. And actually, it looks like double scuttle going over to the side of PG as Evan gets pushed off a bot scuttle by the bot lane. A short little burst coming in mid here does not kill Jaw, and they actually might be able to return flash on that Veigar as the Braum passive gets procced, forcing his heal, and just some interesting fighting going on here mid as PG was able to rotate, take the scuttle, and get a little fight mid after crashing their wave into bot lane. Now having the wave pushed back to them.
That was so good for PG. They got the double scuttle and the red buff away from the Evelyn. Evelyn's just in Defiance is sad right now. He just wants level 6.
Evelyn is very far behind, but he's looking for this gank mid. He's looking to try to get back into the game. This should work out pretty well, at least blowing the flash. Oh, predicting the flash. And no, you don't. No. Oh, auto coming in and securing that kill. That would have been very tilting for Defiance if he did not get that assist. Very good predict there on the flash Q to predict the Echo's flash. picking up that kill and forcing Echo's flash, setting up for maybe a return gank. That's going to be even easier.
Well, now Echo has Ignite and Sejuani has Flash, and Veigar has no sum, so we could see some form of punishment coming from Sly Red Fox onto America Owns All, but that was a really good play. A really good, just really good play.
That is how she wants to get back in. Unfortunately, that shouldn't be getting her far enough ahead as the 2-camp difference would have, but it definitely helps in the situation she's in right now. Actually up about 200 gold right now on the Sejuani, just from soaking up all that mid gold and the XP from the assist. So she's actually about 200 gold ahead, which is really good.
I think PG is going to look for this dragon here. Bot lane is pushed in. Sejuani's here while Evelyn backs, so...
And Echo gets a big chunk onto Veigar. Should be a pretty free dragon, yeah, as Evelyn, as you said, it backed at the exact wrong time to save that dragon. Not really much she can do, though, as first dragon, Ocean Dragon, goes over to the side of Predictive Gaming. And a short burst coming in mid here, actually walking into the wall, ulting the Veigar ultimate just barely.
Sejuani's mid here.
And this might be a free dive, actually, for the side of Predictive Gaming. It doesn't look like Veigar knows, and Evelyn's here, but if anything, this is a 1-for-1. Oh, Sliverfox actually having to flash out as he walks into the Veigar wall. Very, very good from America Owns All, and oh no! Barely not able to reach for the last auto.
America Owns All has the happy feet. He ain't going down today. He's up 1-0-1, and Evelyn also getting a kill there.
Evelyn getting a kill there is absolutely massive. Her whole jungle being up right now. She's going to be 6 very, very soon here. Actually picks it up right now. Now has the ultimate, has the invisibility passive, and her ganks are going to be very, very strong from now on.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to maybe look bot lane. On the side of PG, they have all sums up, so I don't really see a kill happening, but...
Now, Sly actually looking to invade here. Very risky invade, as he knows that Evelyn has ultimate. But the Evelyn's looking to get behind this Ashe, get a W, walk with her, and force her flash out. Although Sejuani picks up Evelyn's red yet again. No red for Indefiance, and actually might get seen here. Does get CC'd. Ultimates the Ashe ultimate. Very, very good. Escapes, forcing the Taric flash. TP coming in from Ornn. This might be a ring gauge onto Braum if Braum doesn't have E, but he does. And he just presses E for the ultimate. That is not what you want for Comfy Gaming.
That's why
a
you
TP
see
ultimate down just for Brahmi.
That's why you see the Braum usually getting picked up after the Ornn first pick, just for situations like those. I mean, a lot of things happening, but no one really goes down there.
Yeah, and we see top actually pulling ahead for PG there, about 20 CS up off that teleport. Also has the ultimate advantage. Up here is able to crush this cannon wave and then pop a reset. Bot lane PG also ahead about, looks like 200 gold, and mid lane is down actually 500 gold onto that Veigar with that kill and the assist. And then in the jungle matchup, Evelyn is up 300 CS, exactly where she wants to be, if not further. In this matchup, and she might actually go for this early Herald here. I really like to see this from the Evelyn. She has to push her advantage while she can. She has ultimate. This is her power spike right now. If she can get this Herald, get Veigar even further ahead, they can actually take over this game, I believe.
doesn't. I mean, Fiora's about 20 CS up, but it doesn't look like she's gonna be doing too much right now. Ornn has the Bramble Vest, so it's even worse for Fiora.
Yep, and the Herald was picked up. She's gonna look to probably reset here soon, as she has. Actually, she only has 500 gold in her pocket right now. She needs about 900 to finish her jungle item. Looking maybe for a bot lane gank. Does end up going for it. Flashes towards the Ashe, but has to force her ultimate to get out of there, and Braum ultimate coming down as well with the Taric ultimate. All the ultimates coming down, and this looks like a Braum kill picked up for Kaisa if she gets the last auto, and she does, and then another kill for the Evelynn onto that Ashe. That is exactly what you want to see from Predictive.
4-0 for PG. That's so huge for them. Or not PG, Comfy. Yeah.
I guess I said the wrong things in. Now the second dragon coming up in 8 seconds. The Infernal. Herald being thrown down bot lane, actually. This is a lot of plates bot. Might actually be first turret into the dragon. They opt against it, giving the plates to the Kaisa, trying to at least.
Wait, did Kaisa get the plates?
I think they split against all 3 of them, unfortunately. But either way, it's a lot of gold going down for Comfy Gaming. And Fiora, we see, somehow is in the enemy top lane jungle. Not really sure how that happened, but the Infernal does get picked up for the side of Comfy Gaming. Really, really big for Evelynn and the Veigar. Everything is just looking... Oh, absolutely perfect for Comfy as the Sejuani ult just barely misses. Echo having pressing Ignite there, barely letting Veigar live, and the exhaust from Ornn coming in, not letting Veigar do anything in this game.
Yeah, there's not much for it. Her is 30 CS up, so she's kind of chilling with what she's got, picking up that Ravenous Hydra now. Just trying to work at becoming the hyper carry that she's known to be. 10 CS a minute just about, so she's doing what she can. As there might be something happening here bot lane.
Yeah, looks like a fight coming in bot. Ashe ult onto the Evelynn. This actually might be a pick. She forces her ult out. They couldn't get the last 2 Braum passive procs to get this done. But the Echo roaming down, picking up Evelynn, that actually might be tower bot lane if they decide to push this down. And it looks like they're going to trying to pick up the Veigar. Echo going in. Looks like he's gone a little too far. Gets picked up by the Veigar ultimate. Last hitting him there for about a third of his HP. And Comfy Gaming is sitting pretty right now. 5-1.
Got a little bit of a taste for blood after picking up that kill on Indefiance, so he doesn't really realize he doesn't have ult, I guess, and just goes in 1v3 and gets killed real quick by the Veigar ultimate. And
Veigar coming in, picking off the Sejuani. Another kill to Veigar, 3-0. He is absolutely massive. Ooh, Fiora flashing the Ornn ultimate. Very, very well played from Fiora, although she wants to be the one making Ornn flash. At least she can live.
It looks like she got ignited there by the Ornn and Bramble. She can't really sustain against him, nor does she have the damage that can take down all that HP that the Ornn has already at 14 minutes, so it's kind of just difficult for her.
Yeah, and the Evelynn and the Veigar being so far ahead of their counterparts just spells disaster for Predictive. I mean, those two will scale very, very well into, well, Veigar into late game forever, but Evelynn into mid game scales very, very well if she's ahead, and she might actually be able to do something even though the Sejuani does counter her.
Yeah, if we look at the builds now, Ashe, Frostbite actually going for the Manamune first. The highest DPS build looks like he's going for. It might take some time for it to actually pop off, but he has about 300 stacks, about halfway there, so around 22-ish minutes. We'll see a lot of damage coming from Frostbite as long as he doesn't get picked off early in a fight.
And we see the gold lead is about 1.5k for Comfy. Not actually too much, even with the 5 kill advantage and the tower advantage. Doesn't look like they can keep up in the CS against all their counterparts, as every single lane on Predictive has higher CS than Comfy, which might actually delay long enough for them to come back into the game, but we'll see. As second Herald spawns just now, and third Dragon looking like an air soul coming in here in 45 seconds. We'll see how this next fight goes.
Yeah, this 10% CDR on the ultimate that the Cloud Dragon gives is actually really huge for both these teams.
Yeah, especially on the Veigar, being able to reposition after one-shotting one person, being able to maybe chase down someone else. Really huge. Same thing for the Kai'Sa. And it looks like Comfy has pretty much full dragon control. Both teleports are up for both top laners, but Fiora has 0 mana, has to pop the recall before dragon's up to even have a chance of being able to fight, and Ornn stopping it by walking towards that tri-bush. It might actually end up being a 5v4.
Yeah, well, Ornn's probably gonna push
big damage coming in from Echo. Almost getting a solo kill.
Oh, nice ult from a Frostbite.
Off this Kai'Sa here with the Ice ult. Getting Echo as well. Stayed too long. The ult coming in. Now this is a 3v4 here. And it looks like, oh, Brahmi just canceling the Ornn ultimate yet again. It's just so hard for Ornn to be able to do anything. And Fiora just, even with no mana, is able to split push top, get that turret. And it looks like PG is going to be able to get this dragon. They are really trying to make this a clean 2-0. As Evelyn's looking to try to steal. Oh, actually does. Steals the dragon. Nope. Oh, what did I just say? What the
She
fuck
killed the. Well, she killed the Sejuani.
Oh, she kills the Sejuani. I thought that was dragon. I'm seeing things apparently. Maybe I shouldn't solo queue the rest of the night. I thought her ultimate smite actually got the dragon, but Echo picks it up after the kill on Sejuani, and Fiora gets picked up trying to walk away there, overstaying by quite a bit, and it looks like it's gonna be a free Herald. Now, second Herald doesn't do too much for Comfy Gaming. They can crack an outer turret, but they have to win a fight for this to be super valuable for them.
Yeah, they're probably just gonna crack. Hopefully, the mid tower gets some nice room to move around the mid side jungle too. Yeah, Ornn's just building his armor items that he's just been working on the entire game. Fiora can't really do much here in terms of team fights still, so it's just gonna be a split fest, I believe, for PG.
Yeah, I think Comfy Gaming still has the advantage. Evelyn actually almost having the death cap. That's going to be pretty massive. If she get onto the Ashe, she can definitely one shot without even the W. She doesn't need it. If she can just get onto him without Braum stopping her. But that's really the main issue is they have to play it perfectly to win, even with this advantage. We see a 1-3-1 coming in from both sides. So Joanna looking to maybe invade, maybe take this blue, or maybe looking for a dive on either top or mid. She's very, very tanky.
You see Baron coming up here in 20 seconds, Dragon 2-minute 50. Frostbite should have his mirror mana. by then. Same thing with BDXL. They should be really strong, huge factors in the upcoming fights. Maybe a little.
Johnny smiting away blue buff. Has the second smite up though, so she doesn't actually not have it for this Baron. Oh, the Veigar coming in, but Sejuani is able to Q right out of it, and nothing really happening. So a small fight over the blue buff, as it looks like all teammates are starting to converge towards mid. The Sejuani getting a big ultimate on the Evelynn, the Braum ult hitting her on the back end of her ult, and that is a very big pick and could mean Baron.
Yeah, looks like they're going up there right now. It's just about a 21-minute Baron, most likely. Ornn has no TP, I believe.
It's going to be very hard for Comfy to steal. The only way I see them stealing this is with a Veigar W, and letting him walk up all the way is going to be almost impossible. As the Herald comes out, maybe trying to force them to back off that Baron, or maybe he's just trying to get a little bit of damage in before they get the Baron. Taking one tower for Baron there. Now, this could go for an advantage to Comfy if Predictive actually can't do anything off this Baron buff. They did get that one tower for nothing so far, so if they can't push off this Baron buff into that Veigar, into the Kai'Sa, it might have actually been worth just to go for that mid turret. But we'll see here in the next minute or two what they want to do with this Baron buff.
Yeah, even with the unfamiliar comp with PG, the game state is still pretty familiar. Slider Fox is picking that tank jungle that kind of just scales and helps his team with their communication, you know. That's basically what they're all about. The team fights, the late game, the macro plays. So it's about 22 minutes in, so this is where we usually see Predictive Gaming pop off. So now it's just on Comfy Gaming to just stop the pattern and win this game.
And we see Dragon coming in here in about 15 seconds. Ornn actually has the heal right now, although I'm pretty sure his TP's up for this Dragon. It looks like it is. I'm waiting slowly for the spellbook to reveal how much time he has on that, and both teleports are up. Fiora actually pushing all the way to second tower as Ornn is kind of just giving it away while getting the scuttle. Looking like a 4v4 fight for this Dragon in the bot lane, while Fiora and Ornn battle it out top. Echo might go for a dive here as he picks up the turret bot lane. And
look at that damage!
Absolutely one-shots the Veigar, but might be getting picked off here by the Evelynn, by the Taric, but flashes out as Evelynn ults way too early, and he gets out scot-free and gets a Dragon. That is really, really big for Predictive Gaming here.
It looks like Ja is just kind of just going off the control mages and back onto the assassins, and it looks like it's working really well for him. First on the Akali last game, playing really well, and now on the Echo with 5 kills. 5 of his team's 6 kills is on him on his Echo. So yeah, he's kind of popping off, giving his team 3 objectives, and up about almost 3K on the Veigar, even after the Veigar getting a nice lead in the early game.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be for Comfy. Now we see Braum popping the E here, so Ornn can actually ultimate, but he's stunned. So this Ornn is very, very sad. He has not been able to ult in one team fight so far. He is just crying. I would not be surprised if he bought a tier right now. And they might try for a dive here, actually. They don't opt for it, which is 100. I agree. Fiora is split pushing top. All they need to do right now is just wait for Fiora to push to second tower, clump up so Evelynn can't do anything, and just wait until Comfy has to choose to either fight or lose that tower top.
They would do that ASAP that we see. Oh,
Evelynn's in the back, but Oh, actually able to pick up the Ashe. Braum eing the other way to try to stop the Evelynn, and it just lets the Veigar come into the backline and kill the Ashe. Now that's a 3-0 for the side of Comfy. Fiora does get that top tower for Predictive Gaming, but we will see if Comfy can do anything off those kills.
Yeah,
It
kills
look like they
kills for
can.
Comfy, but it doesn't really mean much. Actually, they lose more than what they gain off of that.
They lose bot and top tower here as they kind of just let Echo stay there. That's 2 towers for nothing for just 3 kills. And they lose the Evelynn as well. Not looking too hot for Comfy at the moment. Although the ornament just now coming in on that Evelynn, that Deathcap Evelynn is looking very, very strong. Very easy to one-shot the Ashe, to one-shot the Echo, to one-shot the Fiora if she wants to. And if Braum lets her.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I agree, man. I agree. Yep. It's interesting that Veigar didn't go Twin Shadows, which he usually does with Glacial Augment. I guess he just needs that Zhonya to stay alive.
Yeah, I guess so. Although Echo's cooldowns are short enough that I don't think it'll actually help him. It'll help him against the initial burst, but that's really it. So kind of an interesting buy for the Veigar. And he's down. Is he still down 3k? He's still down 3k right now. 3k 300. A full item ahead for that Echo. With the Mejia is actually at 10 stacks right now. He's looking to just keep his lead and not die.
You can also see the Ashe, Frostbite's Ashe has his Mirror Mana stacked as well with the QSS. He does not want to die today.
For Evelynn, proccing her ultimate.
They're going to go on Baron here.
No escape here. Yeah, this is a very, very easy Baron call for Predictive Gaming. This should be fairly free. Evelynn can't walk up without dying, especially with those pink wards showing if she comes in either way towards the Baron. And we see Air Soul also coming up in 50 seconds. After they get this Baron, I would not be surprised if they pop a reset, buy their last items, and go for that Soul. And if they get this Baron and this Soul, I think it's just over for Comfy. I don't see them actually being able to come back unless this Veigar gets a massive E combo with the Warren Ultimate, with the Evelynn burst. It's going to be very, very hard.
Yeah, you don't really expect that. It's kind of impossible to expect that since that hasn't happened really all game. Oh, but Jaw maybe getting caught
on Jaw here, but the Sejuani and the Ashe coming to his aid, not letting him die alone. Not letting him die at all, rather. But the Zhonya's does get proc there. He does not have that. He still has ultimate, but Sejuani used ult as well to...
They don't do any damage to this Ornn.
Yeah, this Ornn is very, very tanky, and the Taric ult coming in, making him and Taric invulnerable, getting a little bit of burst onto the Sejuani. Although Ornn's going a little too aggressive, might be getting picked off here as Evelynn gets into the backline, gets Ashe ulted immediately, and dies. Taric also getting picked up. Looks like Ornn might be getting picked up by Echo as well with the E. Gets the last hit there. And they doesn't even look like they care about Soul. I think they're just going to end.
Ornn
took in top with Baron.
So much damage that fight. It's like he was an absolute tank, but it doesn't matter. His team can't really get onto the enemy carries.
Oh, and the Fiora, going for the outplay, didn't hit the last vital. That would have actually got her the kill. Oh, and the blink does go over the Veigar E. And it looks like Predictive is just gonna end this 2-0 just off that one fight.
Comfy doesn't want to let that happen. Looks like they're coming in here.
Evelynn not using ultimate to kill the Braum, getting a little greedy for Frost, and Frost just last hits the turret, last hits the Nexus rather, and a clean 29-minute 2-0 for the side of Predictive Gaming.
Feels like these games are kind of close, but PG just winning in macro. Looks like they're always one step ahead of Comfy Gaming. That definitely shows with the objective control. And yeah, GG's to PG. Yeah, well played by both sides, but Predictive Gaming is going back. I think they're 5-1 now, and Comfy Gaming goes 3-2, 2-3. I'm not sure. Team Comfy Gaming is going 3-2. So both teams still in the playoff race. I could definitely see them both making strong playoff appearances, but Predictive Gaming still in the hunt for that first seed, chasing 8 chimps down. Now it's time for MVP. Who do you think?
For both teams, or just the team that won, or just in general, actually, I guess.
Just MVP.
I think I'm gonna have to give it to Jaw. I mean, he got so many picks there when he probably shouldn't have in both games, and was actually able to just 1v1 so many people and get some really, really good picks in the team fights that just absolutely decimated with his assassin picks there.
Yeah, some people say KD doesn't matter, which in some cases it doesn't matter as much as other things, but Ja has 9 kills. The next closest person is Frostbite, Magnum Bug, and Sly Red Fox with 1. So Ja has 9 out of the last 12 kills, 10 KP out of 12. So Ja just making a huge impact that game, and yeah, brings his team to 2-0. Well, I think that's about it. I don't know. Is there a game later tonight? Let me check. Wait. Hold on. Nah, it looks like the only game tonight. So that's about it for me. Anything else you want to say here, Voperto?
Nope, that's it.
All right, GG's to PG. Hopefully you can see Comfy come back next week. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks, guys.